Thought I had everything ready, but apparently I didn't. Back I are. I thought I had turned on, but I didn't, so I had to restart everything again for that. Holy God, you can hear those pedals squeaking. So you ready? Or are you still getting something to eat or eating, I mean? Alright. I guess I might as well just use that root command from now on instead of pissing around with Sim Toolkit Pro, because if it doesn't want to work like it's supposed to, then I'm not even going to bother with it for that. It'd be nice if it works every time, but I have a feeling it's going to be every once in a while it's just going to quit on me again. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll just get going and take off and fly around Washington. I haven't flown this plane yet, so I'm not too sure how it's going to go, but we'll see. Thinking that should be on. Hopefully. Yeah. Late night. Hotness, yeah. The Autobot. Welcome on in. Thanks for coming on in again tonight. I was going to try to stream earlier today, but got caught up watching somebody else that hasn't been around for a while, so I figured I would show some support and watch her stream earlier today. Thanks for the shout out, Amy Ann. Should have pushed back again. I keep forgetting to do that before I start the engines. Or the engine. I don't remember if this plane actually has 2 tanks or if it's just 1. I think it is 2, and I think I have to switch it after a while. But we'll see. No, it's not. I just keep forgetting about that. At least you reminded me. Alright, that's better. That was a tongue twister in your head? Probably be a tongue twister for me out loud. Alright, I'm gonna push back instead of trying to go through the... Instead of going through the fuel boxes. Need to turn the parking brake off though. Oh, yeah. I thought Shift P was supposed to be pushback. No, I guess nothing's on. That should be off. There we go. So I heard you got some flight sim gear, Autobot. Are you going to be streaming flight sim soon, or are you still working on getting that set up? See lights on. Conditions here are actually raining, but I'm not going to fly through real world conditions because I want to be able to see the scenery. So we are going to fly like it's clear. I should probably look to see where we're going because I haven't flown out of this one for a while. Alright, so we'll taxi over and take off runway 22. Oh yeah. Well, hopefully you're able to do it soon then. It'd be cool to see you flying. Bet you'll probably get a lot of us in there watching, actually. Even though I do like watching you play GeoGuessr. I gotta start playing a little bit of that on my own though, to start learning the meta and stuff like that though. And then I'll feel more comfortable joining in with you guys too when you're playing that. Hey G Nice, thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. I was wondering if, I'm surprised seeing you here. I figured a lot of people wouldn't be showing up right now with how late it is. How's it going tonight, G Nice, for you? Oh yeah, apparently this airport's closed. Or just that portion is. Oh yeah, because that's not the runway, that's the taxiway. That's good that you're good. I'm good too. Thanks for asking also. Just doing a couple hours of flying tonight. Just some VFR hops around Washington, taking off from an airport that's apparently not open in this sim, even though from what I understand it still is, but we'll ignore the fact that this shows that it isn't and we'll just take off anyways. We're starting off at KUIL, which is on the west coast of Washington. It's China Airport, I think, or something like that. Then we're heading over towards Port Angeles first, but we're going to head up along the coast and then make a turn towards the east and head over to Port Angeles that way. This is the first time flying this plane, so I'm curious to see what it's going to be like for me. So far, so good, though. I've actually never looked at the scenery in this sim yet. I've always just flown this one in X-plane. A lot more trees in this than the X-plane. X-plane, you kind of have it more sparingly, it looks like. So far, this looks nicer, actually. Ruined again. Air traffic nameplate plates off. And the only time I ever really need those on is when I'm flying on Sunday. The group flights. This does have an autopilot, but I'm not going to bother using it for now. If I feel like I need to, I will at some point, but I'm just going to hold off on it. Or it doesn't have it. It might looks like it might just have avionics and that's it. There you go, now give me chat again. No, I can't. I should have chosen a different plane, I think. Well, you already play a lot of it, don't you? I know Amy Ann was saying that you haven't played it for a little bit, but every time I look, you seem to be playing it. Even though I don't really look very often, I guess. But it is fun watching you play Rocket League too, actually. I have watched a lot of people, I mean, quite a few people play that before, but I've never gotten it yet. Considering that I have such clear skies and there should be no wind, it feels like it's kind of bumpy right now looking at the way the plane's bouncing around. Oh well, just gotta get it trimmed out and then it should fly alright. Yeah, it's different. For the almost the year that this has been out now, that this is the first time I've touched it. Thought I might have flown it when I looked at it from the outside when I first started the sim, but once I got into it and I looked at it, I realized I had never touched this one before, but figured what the hell, I might as well use it for something different for a change instead of just always flying the Cessna 152 or the 172 or one of the other ones that we normally use, like the Baron or the Cub. Those don't seem to be the two that I fly the most of anything. I would say there's watch my TV here, I should have found something different. I would say there's definitely room for me to play it more. I've gotten down to it a couple times a week. I like to closer to daily. Rocket League is fun too. GeoGuessr is hot right now. Yeah, I was actually surprised how many people I've seen playing GeoGuessr. Even some of the other flight simmers I've seen playing GeoGuessr a few times too. Which I'm shocked about. I didn't realize how big it was when I first seen you playing it the one night when Amy Ann told me that you started streaming it. I think we're gonna pause the track IR before I make somebody sick. Yeah, I remember seeing that the one night too, how good Austin was at it. I wonder if he's played it a lot in the past too on his own, or whether if he just is good at, or whether if he's just, what do you call it? Good with geography and stuff like that. I think there was one night too that I seen that 14 AD playing it also. There's another one that I've seen playing it, and Quasi Guru I think was, Quasi Guru was in there that night too playing it. I guess I can get my words out tonight. I'm trying to talk slower, but I don't know if it's working or not. I've gone back and watched my VODs a couple times just to listen to the audio to see how it was like. And I noticed that I kind of sound like a motor mouth when I'm going at it. They're pretty good at it though too in the end. I remember there's that one comment you made last night when you were doing the one map when you said that the sign was or the back of the sign was a good sign of where you were, something like that too, and that kind of shocked me. I wasn't expecting that. Now you keep saying that you're not that good at it yet. Let's climb a little more. Yeah. That's what it was the Brazil signs. Is that why you were planning on playing the most there on your stream, Autobot, or were you planning on doing a lot of other stuff other than that? I see that your about section said that you were going to be a multi-streamer or something, I think it was. That's a little better. Now I can hear myself talk instead of hearing the sound of the engines in my ear constantly. Oh yeah, the watch parties. That was another thing I remember seeing now. I think I got to sign up for Amazon Prime sometime and watch those as well too when I can. Is that what that command does? Oh, yeah. Like the South Park one that you have no idea one. I haven't seen that character for a long time. I haven't watched that South Park for ages. So G Nice, are you just Taking it easy tonight, watching streams, or are you doing anything interesting at all? Not that watching streams can't be interesting either. Who killed Captain Alex? No prime needed for that one. Make sure I'm around for it then. Or try to. Sure. I do have Amazon Prime for a subscription on TV, so I might be able to use that. I might be able to get that set up where I can use it anyways. But if not, I might just cancel that subscription and just start a new one altogether off the website instead. Even though I think there are some movies that I wouldn't be able to watch still because of the restrictions for the different regions and stuff like that, but I don't think it's too many though from what I remember seeing. Yeah, I think it was just that scenery at San Francisco the other day that was causing it at KSFO, which is weird because I've done flights out of there before too, but it wasn't when I was streaming those, so that could be part of the reason. Because even right now when I look at my GPU percentage when I'm with the task manager open, it's showing I'm running at 82% or around 80% anyways. So I might try to change in a couple settings and try using just the CPU instead or whatever and see how it streams with that, because the flights you're only using a couple of cores anyways. But with how it is right now, I might even just leave it. Hey, Two-Faced Disc. How was your stream? Seeing you were doing DCS, I checked in for a little while there watching, lurking. Thanks for the shout out, Amy Ann. And for those of you that don't, that's good. And for those of you that might be in here that don't know who Two-Faced Disc is, he flies in the Sunday races once in a while. I mean, well, actually not once in a while, pretty well every time. On Sim Caesar's channel, and does the group flights, and he also streams DCS and 2020 in his own channel there as well too, so give him a follow if you haven't already. And thanks for the sub too, Two-Faced Disc. I wasn't expecting that. I really appreciate that. Thanks for sure, especially with it being your Prime sub. So a lot of other people, you probably could have used it on other than me. But thank you though. So we're just doing some flying around the Pacific Northwest. Just started off on the west coast of Washington, KUIL. And then just flew up north, and now we're just making our way over towards Port Angeles, and then we're going to be heading down towards... Where did I choose after that? Oh yeah, Tacoma Narrows. I don't know if I'm going to bother landing though. I might just fly over instead though. Yeah, I kind of stream at odd times, and it's not really very often that I do either. No, we're in Washington. Yeah, I did see that you said you had a long day there earlier too. Good that you're just relaxed now though. I imagine DCS with their stuff constantly going on too, it probably keeps your mind going all the time where you can't really stop and just take it easy for a minute. After this where it's just take off and fly. sure yet though. See when I get closer, whether if I want to or just keep on going. Yeah, constantly. Yeah, when I was watching or whatever, I'm just like, I don't think I can play that. If I was, if I was to do it, I think I'd probably just do some of the missions like what I see CCM doing, and a couple other guys like Conti with the helicopter, just messing around with that more than anything, I think. But I don't think I could I don't think I could fly like what you've been doing though. Plus for me, there's always times that I get caught up with something else coming up too in the middle of the stream. Like phone calls from work and things like that, except for this time of the night, I'm pretty well safe from that. Unless an emergency happens. Hey Slayer T. How's your night going? Well, come on in. Good to see you. Bedtime. Oh yeah, I forgot. Flight simmers go to bed early, don't they? Amy and bot. Yeah. I think this is earlier than that night that I was watching you last time when I seen you streaming when you were doing the jobs there, and I know the name of it, I just can't think of it right now. Maybe it is late, maybe I should have gone. Maybe I should have just gone to bed. Birds aren't coming to me tonight. Yeah, that's true actually. There's a lot of nights where I've stayed up till 3 or 4 just trying to fix stuff and X-Plane. Yeah, just kind of sightseeing, just flying around the Pacific Northwest, just headed towards over Port Angeles right on, then down to Tacoma Narrows, and then up to Payne Field, and then finishing off in... Where was I going to finish off at? I gotta look again. Oh yeah, Friday Harbor. All the flying I've done so far on stream has been either Colorado or California or a couple times in BC, but that's it. So yeah, VFR is nice because you're always flying low too, so you see a lot more. Even though I will probably do a flight in an airliner here at some point too again, and probably even an X-Plane actually, because I haven't touched X-Plane for a while now, even though I got it working again. Yeah, FSX days. I got that installed still. I should fire it up one day and use it. I haven't touched it on this computer at all. I installed it again when I built this new computer last summer, but I haven't touched it yet since I've done that. I'm curious to see how well it runs compared to my old PC. I might do that tomorrow morning, actually. I think the only thing I ever flown in that, though, was the 737 that comes with it, which is... I don't think it's as good as the one that was in X-Plane. Even though the Zeeble mod did a good job of improving that one, though. Actually, no, that's a lie. I had the PMDG one, too. Allergies get to you, too, there, Slayer T. I was taking Arius for mine, but hasn't seemed to be doing anything lately, so I started using Flonase yesterday, I think, for the first time, and it seemed to make a huge difference for some reason. The Piper Turbo, I didn't know they were doing a Piper Turbo. You have any idea when it's supposed to be coming out or anything? Yeah, default planes never do hold up, dude. They hit two-face disc. Even though for a while there, the 747 and X-Plane was better than the SSG one until they came out with version 2. Oh, it is out for X-Plane. Actually, now that you say that, I probably should have known that already. Oh, yeah. It would be nice to have it in that 2020. Yeah, that's what it's like for me too, and then I feel it in my gut the next day after I've been sneezing like that all day. But I do find that... Actually, I think it might have been Amy Ann that actually mentioned it to me a couple weeks ago to try a nasal spray instead, and I should have listened to her the first time when she told me that. Hey, Sim Caesar. How's your night going? I'm sure everybody in here knows who Sim Caesar is, but if you don't, give him a follow. ASMR. Probably shouldn't have mentioned that again earlier, should I? The dating captain. Hey, Conti. Holy God, I didn't think I'd be seeing you tonight. That's a surprise. Holy crap. How's it going? That's good. My flying's probably not as exciting as yours, but I'll try to live up to your expectations. Just more sightseeing than anything right now. Not really doing anything exciting compared to some of your landings and some of the airports that you've flown into. You mean like the excitement that ATC gives you once in a while when you're flying in Australia? That guy's actually pretty funny though when I've been listening to him when you've been streaming. Yeah, this does look good. Washington does look good in this compared to X-Plane, even though I did like doing these flights in X-Plane too, but this actually does look a lot better in here though for what the trees look like and stuff anyways. It looks a little bit closer to what it should. Even though some people argue saying that the trees are too thick in this, but I don't think they are. ASMR. I gotta get some different planes for this sim though, instead of just flying stock ones or default ones that come with it. You too, Amy and Slayer T. Thanks for coming in. Enjoy your night. Hopefully your allergies clear up for you a little bit. Feel better in the morning. Hope you have a good night. I got nothing but time anyways if I don't have to go to bed early tonight. Oh, it's 11 o'clock already. Might only make it down to Golden Arrows and maybe even pick up another time instead. That's weird, the prop just stopped. But we're still flying. There it goes again. I haven't had that happen yet in here. I know some other people had it happen. It's the first for me. So it's Saturday afternoon for you now, isn't it, Conti? It's gotta be beer o'clock now. Sunday night now. Oh yeah, it's Saturday today for us still, isn't it? I keep forgetting what day it is. Hey Johnny Philly, welcome on in tonight. How's it going tonight? I see somebody likes that emote even though I wasn't sure about doing that one. Especially people are going to be wondering what's with the cat. There's the airport. Might do a touch and go or just keep on going instead of landing. I think we'll just keep on going. Just get to Tacoma Narrows and go right over towards Painfield. That's a different looking rat dog. I was wondering what that emote was for a second. J-squares, no, not all of them are ultra settings, but some of them are, but not all of them. And welcome on in, how are you tonight? I think for anti-aliasing and all that stuff, it's cranked right up to the top or whatever, but I think some things, I'm trying to remember what I have set to medium actually now. I'd have to look again. Some of my settings I have set through the NVIDIA control panel instead of through the sim because I found that using the control panel, everything seemed to be a little more stable for some reason. What's that one now? Oh yeah. Imagine. funny though, that's one thing with this sim, as I noticed, you don't have to have it cranked up to ultra for it to look good though, for a lot of things anyways compared to X-Plane. But I'm almost scared to touch the settings and change anything now though, because with how it's running, I worry that if I change something, it's gonna end up causing issues again for some reason. What graphics card are you running, Johnny Philly? Oh yeah, AMD, okay. I was almost tempted to go with an AMD card last year when I built this new computer, but I just stuck with NVIDIA anyway still. Now people trying to talk me out of getting the 2080 Super, but I'm glad I went and got it considering what's going on now with GPUs and not being able to get the new ones. Oh yeah. I haven't heard much about them at all. That makes sense. You're not running AMD, are you, two-face disc? Or are you just using NVIDIA cards too? Have you had many issues with it, or have you had pretty good luck with it so far? Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a while before any of us are going to see any of those cards. I know they keep saying later on in the year they figure that they're going to have them in stock again and stuff like that, but then you hear that in one place, then you go look at another place and they keep saying, oh no, you probably won't see anything until early 2022 or something like that instead now. Because you hear about all these plans that are talking about ramping up production on the chips and stuff that are needed for it, but then you hear that a lot of other manufacturers, like vehicle manufacturers like Ford and that, are going to be needing them as well too though, so who knows where. I mean, that's one thing I'm wondering is how easy it's going to be for them to get them, build these new cards. Are you looking at any specific brand or anything, two-face disc, like Asus or anything like that, or does it really matter to you at all which one you get? E3D has always really been hard on frames though, hasn't it? Kind of like FSX was too. some people said when version 5 came out, it was a little bit better than version 4.5 on frames and stuff, but then other people would say that they had better luck with 4.5. Oh yeah. That's weird. So it's like you were having no stutters or anything, and then just suddenly it just stopped, and that was it. And then you got the blue screen, or just crashed the desktop. That sucks. That would drive me nuts if that was happening to me. I'd lose my patience really quick, and I'd probably just quit. I'd rage quit. Which AMD card are you using? I think we're going to skip the Comaneros. Instead of going to KTIW, we'll just head over to Payne Field instead, because I forgot to take into account the speed of this plane. Vega 64, which is comparable to the 1080 Ti. 1080 Ti is actually a really good card too. Yeah, when I watch you stream as well too, your frames always look really good actually. I was curious about that. I probably could have looked through it and seen what your specs were and stuff, but I never bothered. I mean, I never really look at that kind of stuff though in people's streams. What do you have your settings set to in 2020 when you're flying along? Johnny Philly, I think if you go to... Are you talking about where to look for your GPU? Or what, I mean, to find out what graphics card you're running? Medium high graphics. That's probably really good anyways. A lot of what I have on here I think is medium high, and then I think some things I do have set to ultra, but not for... I think it's my clouds I have set to ultra, and there's one other thing I think, or maybe two other things. I think if you go to settings, and system, I don't remember where you go for that actually though. No, that just shows you your processor and stuff. I'm looking right now. I don't even know if system information still shows in your GPU either. I think if you go to NVIDIA control panel, it should show you what it is in there though. Johnny Philly, if you right click on your desktop, you should have NVIDIA control panel there. Actually, no, you said yours was AMD, didn't you? So you wouldn't have that. Never mind. I was thinking I was backwards on that. Actually, Task Manager will show you that too. If you go into the Task Manager Performance, you can find it there under where it shows your GPU. It'll tell you what type, which one it is. Not as detailed as it is for NVIDIA GPUs, where it tells you which one it is then. Did you buy a pre-built PC there, Johnny Philly, or did you build it yourself? Oh, it's a laptop. Google it and find out which one it is. You have the model number? I mean, model of your laptop or anything? I just have to keep on going straight with this plane. That's true enough, I guess. Which laptop did you end up getting then? HP. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't get a Chromebook. That's what you're using it for, is browsing or maybe doing spreadsheets and Word documents and stuff like that, but yeah, that was what they used to use for our work laptops and stuff like that too, but they've gotten away from that over the last couple of years, and they've started buying the Noble ThinkPads instead, which we've been having better luck with. How long have you had it for now? Minecraft, do you usually need a lot of resources for it or anything like that, or is Minecraft actually pretty easy to run on a lot of things? I know my nephew plays it, but I've never actually looked at it all that closely before. Some Raspberry Pi too. I didn't know that. Memories. Yeah. I've never really looked at a Raspberry Pi. I mean PC. I mean computers a lot or anything like that. Like it's. I know Trevor from Cockpit Builders, he uses that for some of his stuff to do with his sim, with his cockpit, but he... Actually, what did he use it for? I don't think it was for any of his Arduinos or anything. I think it was... Might have been for his cameras, actually. Or his setup. No, I wasn't running 2020. It wasn't running the sim itself, like the simulator. It was for his setup or whatever, for when he streams. I should have said his streaming setup more than anything, like his cameras and stuff like that. No problem. Thanks for stopping by there, Two-Face Disc. You had a long day, and you said that earlier too, but thanks for stopping by and spending a bit of time here. But get some rest, no problem. Hope you have a good night. Probably see you tomorrow, I'd imagine. If you're still here, thanks for the sub again too. Really appreciate that, especially with being your Prime sub. Yeah, there's not a whole lot there for commands yet. We'll be adding stuff over time. See you tomorrow then. Mount Rainier, and then you can see Mount Baker over there. What do you think of this compared to California, Amy Ann? Pretty well already seen this before though, because pretty well where the group flights were happening though. I think last weekend they did them actually. If I put it back on live weather, you probably end up seeing rain. Even though I don't think it's supposed to be rain though, because when I was outside, it was still clear here where I am. Let's see what it is now. Or, I mean, oh yeah, it's still cloudy. Not doing that. Actually, let's see what the METAR is right now. Field. Oh yeah, that's right. SimToolKit Pro's not connected, so that's not going to work either. I'll do it the other way. Yeah, so the weather's wrong because it's clear below 12,000 feet. Thank you for finding that. Maybe I don't need to worry about bots. I think I'm actually starting to feel a little bit tired now. I wasn't earlier. I was actually feeling pretty good earlier. Drink some of this pop that I have, maybe that'll give me some sugar for it. Johnny Philly, do you run anything other than 2020? Like, do you run X-Plane or anything, or is this something that you use? I think I might have asked you that before when you flown along the first time, but I can't remember if I did though. Did I say thanks to Connie for following? I can't remember if I did now. I feel bad if I didn't. noticeable look like that before when the sun hits it. And I'm not on the network. I gotta start flying again using VORs and DMEs and all that kind of stuff though. Start doing more than just looking outside and that's it. I'm developing too many bad habits. Funny when you look at the texture on the plane, it looks like they sprayed it with Linex or something like that, like bed liner for a pickup truck. Or stucco. Yeah, let's do a touch and go. You just don't delete it on that coin game? Maybe yet, or have you taken a break from that? I think when I looked earlier, you were up to 20,000 or something like that. Forgetting that track I already turned on because I was just scratching my eye then when I started looking down that way. Oh no, I didn't need anything. I was just asking if you were playing the coin game still and if you're up in the lead still. Actually, now I think the frames might be taking a bit of a hit. Oh yeah, GPU's up to 90% now or more. I think I might have to drop a setting in something. So we can see what it's showing right now. 96.5. It's all over the place. Might have to put more of the load on the CPU instead of the GPU maybe for this. See if that does anything different. Oh, nothing. Just noticing. I'm just looking at the performance in Task Manager right now for the graphics card and stuff like that, and it looked like the frame is starting to stutter a little bit for a second there. Well, actually, it is right now too, a little bit. So I was just seeing what it is that's causing it. It's not a big deal though. Like, it's not terrible compared to the other day. The other day was a lot worse than this. I think I might just have to drop a setting on something, drop one of the settings, and I'll be alright. Yeah, like it's not consistent or constant or anything, so it's tolerable. Yeah, I've butter because I floated that one quite a ways. What is that one? I've never seen that emote before. Cat butt. Jesus. saying, yeah. You know you don't have to do that. But thank you. This is roughly 45 miles now, so it shouldn't be too long of a flight anyways. Oh yeah, now we're back down to 82, 84%, so it's not terrible now. For my GPU usage. Temperatures have been good though, so that's one good thing. I was worried about that too. That's probably what it was the other day then at San Francisco. It's just that the scenery was just hitting the... was just maxing out my GPU usage and causing it to stutter that way. As soon as we got off the ground, it was good that day too. Sucks. Oh well. Visual it is still then. I think I gotta start doing earlier in the day. I didn't think I'd be tired at 11 o'clock at night, but apparently I am. Actually, it's almost midnight now. I'm going to try to. Probably do one in the morning or something like that for a couple hours. I might be a little more lively too, instead of sounding like I'm ready to fall asleep. Because I'm sure it's not entertaining for you guys. Probably the only person that's going to use that emote. Oh, I feel sleepy. And that salad that I had probably done it to me. Probably should have made it a little bit smaller though, some part of it for that some parts were cut off kind of. I gotta come up with some other ideas they'll do at some point. Sub badges, so I gotta come up with those too before certain someone complains saying I don't have pictures for my for the subs. Not a clue. I was thinking about that one all week. I can't think of anything to use for sub badges. Things where one day it'll just come to me what I should do and that's it. Figure something out though, probably over the next couple of weeks. I'll probably come up with something and get them done. Even if it's only for the first few months until I figure out something else, and I can always change it after a while too if I decide to. You don't have to do that. You already do enough for everybody anyways and do enough for me. I gotta do it for you guys because it's supposed to be a reward for what you guys mean for what everybody does. I don't have just enough fuel to make it. I didn't realize how much this plane went through it. I was always thinking of using something kind of like the logo that I have for the channel now, like using the flame logo or something like that, but I don't know. I think I want to do something different than that, though. Having his headset on still throws me off when I'm talking. Like I can't hear myself when I'm trying to hear what I'm saying. Keep drifting off course where we want to go. Oh, I'm going in the right direction again. Miles to go. Can't tell me I don't sound like I'm tired. I can't think of what to say right now either. comfortable looking down at my iPad or anything. Map does do something in this, even though it doesn't actually just work as a regular autopilot, but it gives you a direction, an idea of where you're going though anyways. I think is Whidbey Island there for me and the Whidbey Island base. So the airport that we're going to, Friday Harbor, should be straight ahead of us then. But I don't see the lights for it yet. You must be getting tired now too. Or are you planning on pulling them out all nighter now? I seen Puff was curious about that emote earlier too. I don't know about her own plane, but she's got her own bed though. You know, she's sitting over there cleaning herself again right now when she doesn't even get dirty. Yeah, Pop was curious what about the Mitzi emote. And then when you told him that it was my pity. See, I told you my brain's not working. I can't even put sentences together tonight. Should have had coffee. That would have helped a little bit. No, it's me too. I know it's me. I feel it in my head tonight. It would help if I had a plane that was autopilot, though, instead of constantly having to look where I'm going, though, and not being able to think of other stuff. I think I'm gonna make it to the airport before we run out of fuel. Actually, no, I've got lots for the last little bit because it's right there. What's that emote? Oh, you got this. Just landed on the water like it's that flying Nissan plane or whatever the hell it is. Again, I can't even remember the name. Oh, the icon, that's what it is. The one that looks like a car. Really, I'm a little low right now, according to the poppies, but I don't feel like I'm that low. There was another stutter. I think if I go back to X-Plane and try to land the planes in that, I think I'm gonna end up being rough with them. Especially considering I haven't flown one of the airliners for a while, like the 737 or anything. Yeah, probably not. Actually, I might be able to do one by Tuesday because I don't go back to work until Wednesday this week because this is a long weekend for us. So I might be able to do one. Might be able to do a stream Monday night or Tuesday sometime the next plane. I don't know what the hell's with these. Spots are different. Not worried. Good enough. We're parked. We're on the ground safe. Didn't bounce it this time like I did last stream. And that stupid logbook's gonna come on right now, which drives me nuts. Hate that. Alright, I don't think I got another one in me. Feel like I'm about to fall asleep, which isn't good because It's not very entertaining. It's not going to get people to come back either if I'm sitting here just sound like I've got nothing to talk about. But I do appreciate everybody coming by tonight. I know some people weren't able to stick around because it's late, which is understandable. No, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out, Amy Ann. Don't say thanks to me, thank you. But before we go, I'm going to try to find somebody to raid anyways. Actually, Arctic Turn's on. We'll raid Arctic Turn. Haven't had a chance to do that one yet. Alright, before we do that, I just want to say thanks to G-Nice for you for the follow. Thanks for stopping by tonight, G-Nice for you if you're still here. I appreciate it a lot. Hopefully you come by again sometime in the daytime when I'm streaming again, because it'll probably be a little more exciting then. But I do appreciate you coming by. And Two-Face Disc I know had to leave because he had a long day already and he was streaming today too, but thanks for the Prime sub there again, in case you hear this. Really do appreciate that too, especially seeing as how you only get one a month and you wasted it on me. And Continuum, thank you for the follow as well too. I know you're not here anymore either. Hopefully you're out doing something fun anyways with it being the Sunday night. And Amy Ann and some Caesars, thanks for the moderation duties again. Thanks for doing the shout outs, Amy Ann, and the root command for me as well too, seeing as how Sim Toolkit Pro wasn't working. And thanks for the METARs also. Thanks for coming by, everyone, and thanks for coming by Sim Caesar too, especially after you had your long stream earlier today too, and your long week as well that you had to deal with. The fact that you came by tonight to hang out here with after all that, it means a lot. A lot easier than mooses, yeah. I could imagine. And he eggs a lot of stuff on too, I noticed, but I actually haven't watched one of his streams lately. But anyways, we'll send it over to Arctic Turn. I know everybody here knows who he is. Say hello. I know it's late, but if you can hang around for a little bit, hang around for a little bit. Spam emotes. Same love that you do to me and everybody else. I should probably type that in before I go any farther with that. And oh yeah, that's how it works. I forgot about that. Yeah, so we'll do another stream tomorrow sometime during the day. It'll probably end up being probably late morning. I'll probably start maybe like around 11:30 or something, and do a couple hours. And I'm not gonna go too late though, because I know you start streaming at 2 o'clock and I don't want to be going until then, because I'd rather be ready to go and do the fly alongs tomorrow with you guys, seeing as I'm gone next week for your races and all that. But say goodnight, everyone, and we'll see you later, and thanks for coming by again.